Hello students, this is going to be a video review over long division and how to take a remainder and turn it into a decimal. So we're going to start off with the example 546 divided by 12. And remember, the first number is the dividend and the second number is the divisor. So when you set it up, you will put the first number, the dividend, inside the house, and the second number, 12, outside the house. It's called the divisor. Now, when you do division, you're trying to figure out how many times the number 12 can go into 546. But instead of thinking of it all at one time, it's easier to just go in steps or chunks looking at each digit a little bit at a time. So we're going to start off, can 12 go into 5? And it can't. It's just too big. We want to get as close as we can without going over, but we've already gone over. So we need to scooch over and include the 4 now. So ask yourself, how many times can 12 go into 54? Now you might have to go off to the side and think about that and take a guess by multiplying 12 by some digits. If you know your multiplication facts, you could probably figure it out pretty fast. But if you can't, you can just count by 12s and say 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. So if you keep counting all the way up to 60, you've passed the 54. So as close as you can get without going over was the 48. And that was the fourth one you counted. So 12 can go 4 times. And 4 times 12 gives you 48. Now as soon as you're done getting the multiplication, you'll subtract. And as soon as you're done subtracting, you'll bring down the next digit and you'll start this process again, asking yourself, how many times can 12 go into 66 now? Well, just like before, you can count by 12s. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. If you go again, you're going to go over. So it can go 5 times. And 5 times 12 is 60. Now we need to subtract. And as soon as we're done subtracting, we want to bring down the next digit, but we're already at the end of the number. So in the past, you would have just said remainder 6 and stopped right here. But we actually want to take it a step further and turn this number into a decimal. It is wrong to just put decimal 6 up there because that is not the same thing. A remainder is not the same thing as the decimal. So to start this process again, you know that the end of the number is where the decimal point goes. It's right by that ones place. And you'll just simply tack on the decimal, add a 0, and bring it down. And start the process again. How many times can 12 go into 60? Some people will be really careful and have you say can go into 60 tenths. So how many times can 12 go into 60 tenths? Because the 0 is actually in the tenths place. But the idea is still the same. You'll count by 12s, and you'll notice that 12 can go 5 times again. 5 times 12 is 60, and you'll subtract, and this time you lucked out. You have 0 after you subtract. And since we've already passed the decimal point, that will be your clue of when you can stop. So your final answer is 45 and 5 tenths. You can check your answer if you'd like by multiplying 45.5 times 12. And when you do that, your answer better be that 546 right there. That's how you'll know your answer is correct. So let's call it a wrap.